Hey guys, and welcome to Beating the Press podcast, your weekly podcast where we talk all things football. If that is your thing, why not join the 87, 88 strong BTP army and hit the subscribe button, like, and all of that good stuff. So this weekend, we are coming up to the Cup final weekend, FA Cup final. So we've got Leicester and I'm going to say Chelsea. Yeah, Leicester and Chelsea going head to head at Wembley. Obviously, it's been a long season. We've got the fans coming in, but not quite there as of yet. But I'm looking forward to this one, pretty much because Man City are not involved in it. Ty, is there one that you're looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel have obviously had a phenomenal run since January. I mean, since he's taken over, I think it was January. Since he's taken over, I mean, it's not something that's sustainable. He's not going to keep it going. You know, he's obviously been. It's like one of those new manager booms, which is brilliant, and it's flying. They've obviously had the game against Arsenal was a bad one for them for the top four race. Leicester have obviously, I mean, they got the result against Man United, but they've been struggling slightly. So I don't know if this has come at the right time for them. For both teams, I think we know we have a question of the day, and that's going to be at the later on. But it's a real tough. What would the clubs rather have? Would they rather finish in the top four, or would they win the FA Cup? And then added to that as well, just the way the fixtures fall, they're playing each other like a few days later again in the league, which is like going to be humongous for the top four race. And it's going to be brilliant. The fans are back as well, so there'll obviously be a real proper cup final feel. Leicester City, obviously last year, had a bit of a collapse and ended up falling out of the top four, and then getting to the cup final. I think it's a really unique final in that there's so many different ingredients to it, and I think we've got two brilliant managers going head to head as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ball played managers. Like you say, Tuchel's just took Chelsea to another level. Obviously, you've got the Arsenal result that happened a couple of days ago, and I think that was somewhat of a freak occurrence. Chelsea pretty much hit the bar in a couple of times towards the end, and they've been going really well. They've obviously got the Champions League final. I was just wondering, with relation to Leicester. Where do you see them winning the game? Like if they were to go on and win the game, where do you think it'll be one for them?
I mean, the way Chelsea defensively are really good, like really, really good, and it's important to understand when you say teams are defensively good, they don't just defend deep. That's not because Chelsea like to play the front foot. It's their defenders are really aggressive when they're pressing and when they're boxing teams into a certain area. They allow teams to play in areas that they want to defend in, and they're really good at that. The new sort of lease of life that Azpilicueta's got, it's just like, I thought he was finished, you know what I mean? And Frank Lampard had wrote him off, and he seems to be that. There's a first name on team sheet now, whether he's playing right side centre half or he's playing right wing back, is there. You know the way Chelsea are going to play? They're going to play 3-4-3, 3-3-4, and then they're going to have your 2 10s, and then obviously your striker. Leicester have sort of started playing three at the back as well, even though at the start of the season they were slightly different. Now they're playing three, so they've got Fofana, Evans, and Soyuncu, and then your wing backs. And I think they're going to mirror each other. Now, you'll know this with any game, whatever level, and I'm a huge believer in this, the game is always won in the midfield. Now, Ndidi Tielemans against Kante, and whether it's Jorginho, I think I heard Drew say Kovacic was going to get back as well. So whether it's whoever, Kante and another, I think that's where the game's going to be won. I'd imagine Chelsea are going to be favourites because that's how they'd have them. But I do think if Leicester play on the break, that's where you got Iheanacho and Vardy's pace that will come into play. The makeup of the teams are slightly different, whereas Leicester play 3-4-1-2. Chelsea sort of play 3-4-2-1. You know what I mean? So Leicester have got two up top. The other thing that I'd be interested to know what Rodgers does tomorrow. Does he go with both of them up front, or does he go with Vardy and then put an extra one in midfield? Do you know what I mean? Just to give him that extra player in midfield, and then the wing backs as well, how they match up. I mean, does Tuchel play Reece James or Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back? I know when he first started, he played Hudson-Odoi, which playing Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back naturally means you expect to have more of the ball so you can play higher. Does he
Yeah,
play
it's quite
Azpilicueta or Reece
intriguing.
James? So there's all these little questions in what you're going to play. And it's obviously going to be different on the back of the Arsenal game as well.
Yeah.
Because you're coming off a defeat, Leicester coming off a win against Man United. And then the other thing is, injuries. And it's a cup final. I don't think they're going to be really worried about injuries. It's the game on Tuesday. It's like, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever they're playing each other. That's like another huge part of it.
That's what I want to ask you. Do you see either manager resting any of the players, any key players? Do you think the teams will differ from, or do you think they'll play the best team on both occasions?
No, I think they'll play the best team in both cases, especially for Leicester. I mean, when was the last time Leicester won a trophy? I can't remember. Was it League Cup in '95 or something?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Whenever it was Matty Elliott's days. Yeah,
against Middlesbrough.
But yeah, no, I cannot. I mean, they'll play the best teams for both games. If someone gets injured tomorrow, tough shit, so be it. But can you imagine us telling a player, by the way, you've had a year of COVID, of not playing in front of fans. You've got an opportunity to play in front of fans at Wembley in a cup final. Would you rather be rested for the game on Tuesday? Like, nah, I'd rather want to be playing. Do you know what I mean? So I think.
Right. So sorry. Yeah. So the fans are at Wembley on.
They are in. Yeah. I think I heard it was 20,000. Because that was part of the pilot, wasn't it? From Boris. So from Monday, the fans are allowed in anywhere. What percentage of them? But obviously Saturday was part of the pilot event. They had a few pilot different. I think the Crucible was one. They had some in the semi-final of the FA Cup as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the cup final. So yeah, so they'll have fans there. So I think that's going to be a massive, massive positive for the players to be able to play in front of fans. You're hoping for an increased tempo and a better quality game. And I think to be fair, I think the players deserve a lot of credit. They've been unbelievably good to be able to motivate themselves to get the tempos of the game at the right level, despite having no fans. I think in the initially when COVID hit and they were playing, you could tell the tempo was off. But now you watch games, it's a good tempo. They're playing with good intensity as well. But no, I think it's a really tough final to call as well. Even though Chelsea are favourites, I think it could go either way.
Mm-hmm. So you just a little word on obviously the respective managers. You got Brendan Rodgers and the job that he's doing there. Regardless of the outcome, would you say that this is a successful season for Leicester, regardless if they miss out on top four? What would you consider a successful season for Leicester? And obviously your thoughts on Brendan Rodgers as a former Liverpool fan as well.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers is a top manager. He could manage any team, I'd say, in the world as well. Let's not beat about the bush. If Rodgers had Van Dijk when he was managing Liverpool, would have won the league. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing. You don't need to. And didn't had Alisson. If you had Alisson and Van Dijk, or even Van Dijk, one of them would win the league. Whether it's success or not, it's a really funny one, because I think you can't not forget about last season. They absolutely collapsed. They were home and hosed. They should have been top four. They should have been playing Champions League football this year. So they absolutely collapsed, and the same thing's happening again. So for them, if they finish fifth and not win the FA Cup, I mean, it's not going to be a horrendous season, but you've got to look at it as a whole, because if you keep doing the same things over and over again, something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think Chelsea, regardless of what happens, Tuchel's done unbelievable from where he took over from Lampard. Even if they finish outside the top four, lose the Champions League final, and lose the FA Cup final, I think it's a really, really good season, an unbelievable return from him from where they were.
Do you think the challenge for the Premier League this year?
Yeah, I think that the Premier League will be three. I've said it all along that the best two teams in the league are Liverpool and Man City. Regardless of this season, what happened, I think you look at the recent game against Man United, Man United, where Man United were without one of the first choice centre halves, and they struggled, and Liverpool were comfortable. They should have scored 6 or 7. Now just imagine that without 4 of your first choice centre halves. I think there's a bigger issues at Man United than there are with Liverpool. I think it'd be Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. I think it'd be them three fighting for it, but I still think it'll end up being Liverpool and Man City, slightly ahead of Chelsea, and that's the way I see it.
Yeah, just in relation to predictions, I'm going Leicester to win tomorrow. I just think Chelsea will typically. This is how I have to see the game going. I think Chelsea will dominate the ball. Leicester will play predominantly counter-attacking game, and I just think they'll pick them off. How do you see it going?
I think I could see it going extra time. really, really tight. I think can even go all the way to penalties. But like you, I'd expect Chelsea to be on the ball dominant. And again, I'm just really interested to see who Tuchel plays as his wing backs, and if Brendan Rodgers does decide to. For everyone listening, probably think it's fairly obvious whether he goes with Vardy and Iheanacho or just goes with Vardy and just tweaks it a little bit. But no, I think there's going to be no gimmies, and the fans there, it'll just give that, give it a great bit of atmosphere. And I'm going to go Leicester as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I think you mentioned it a couple of times. It's a proper intriguing final. Like, usually you've got Man City versus someone who Man City are just going to batter, and ultimately they're going to come out of it. Or every now and again, you will get a shock like a Birmingham Arsenal, but it's rare that kind of thing happens. There seems to always be a favourite, but this one, it just seems up in the air, and it's one that I'm definitely looking forward to. So with that being said, have you got a question of the day for our listeners?
I have. So question of the day is, would you rather have your team, so from both of these teams, do you think they would rather qualify for the Champions League or win the FA Cup? So do you think they would rather win the qualify for the Champions League or win the FA Cup? Questions, answers below. Let us know what you think. I'm going to throw it to you first, Chris. What do you think? Qualification for Champions League or FA Cup?
Oh, see, for me, it depends upon the team that's going for it. If it's Leicester, then obviously I want the FA Cup. If it's Chelsea, I want the Champions League. If it was me as someone that grew up on the Champions League and fortunate enough to be a Liverpool fan, I would go with the Champions League. What about yourself?
Yeah, exactly. I think you've nailed it there. It depends. Leicester City, for them, an FA Cup win would be huge for Rodgers to have on his CV to say he's won a trophy at Leicester. And yeah, I think Abramovich. You ask Abramovich wins Champions League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously they've got the second chance as well with the Champions League final. But I think just to sort of get that position secured, I think they would rather have the Champions League.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great stuff. Yeah, so as Ty said, just make sure you guys put your comments in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Join the 87/87 BTP army by clicking the subscribe button. Anything else to add, Ty?
No, just hope for a cracking cup final. Let's hope for the next season. There's fans at every game. We're there. We're nearly there. But yeah, it'll be brilliant.
See you later, guys.
See ya.